Hi, this is Alex Paul with Aspen Core Media, and I'm at the nVent HOFFMAN booth. No longer a part of Pentair, nVent HOFFMAN is now its own company making electronic enclosures and, of course, other support services involved. One of the things about enclosures is a lot of people don't think about it until it's too late. Enclosures are just like any other infrastructure in a system. You can have the greatest system on the planet, and if you don't put it in the proper enclosure, you're wasting the opportunity to get the proper and optimum performance out of your system. One of the things about nVent HOFFMAN is that they allow you to have a complete system that allows you to customize and modify it so that it can address your complete needs. If you notice here, they have a whole collection of enclosures showing you the different hole sizes. This is some of their Aeroflex devices inside, but you can put just about anything inside of these things. The nice thing about these enclosures is that not only are they modular, they're scalable. So I can take these systems and I can specify what kind of controls I want, I can specify what kind of securing system I want, what kind of on-off switching I want, and depending upon the application, I may not want it opened at all. So the key here is nVent HOFFMAN gives you the opportunity to put the exact kind of enclosure around the exact kind of electronics you want so that you have the proper packaging and the proper performance, because industrial environments are hazardous places, and if you don't have your stuff properly packaged, you can get into a lot of trouble. Over here, for example, they've got their totally modular cabinet system. You can set it up, design it. Here, these are some information about it. But one of the aspects of it is that this is also a completely modular and scalable system. So you see, one of the things about having a proper enclosure is to make sure you have all of the parts properly set up and make sure that the parts are all, it's all a gestalt. You can't just simply throw electronics in a box and hope they work. You got to make sure the bus bars are right, the wire harnesses are right, the communication protocols are set up properly, and that you have enough room for all of your equipment. The nice part about this system is that it's completely scalable. You can replace the top, you can replace the sides, you can extend the cases, and since it is scalable in that sense, you can set it up with one box, and as your needs grow, you can add another box by just simply removing a wall and adding another cabinet to the system. And of course, when you have sealed systems like this, cooling is also important, so don't forget to have the proper cooling system set up, because when you have the proper cooling, obviously you can run the electronics that you need inside the system. Here's another set for when you need stainless steel. Obviously, the mild steel that they use in the interior cabinets are not as good for outdoors, so that way you can buy a complete stainless steel system from nVent HOFFMAN, and again, it's modular and scalable. You can select your hole sizes, you can select what kind of packaging you want, whether it's a sealed package, whether it's an explosive environments package, because one of the other aspects of dealing with an industrial environment is sometimes you have to protect the environment from the equipment and not the other way around. So here you see the cutting machine, and that's one of the things that allows nVent HOFFMAN to make it such a scalable and such a manufacturable system, because you can make a hand-assembled enclosure and you can draw marks on it where you want the holes to go, but the bottom line is, if you have an automated system, you can make it scalable, you can design it on your computer, you can make sure your I/O is properly set up, you can make sure that your ventilation holes and your switch holes are in the right place, and it's repeatable. So the nice thing about having an automated system for your enclosure manufacturer, it allows you complete control of every aspect of the enclosure. The other side of the equation when it comes to enclosures and containers is, of course, the wire harness. And if you've been inside of any of these enclosures, you know sometimes they could be a tremendous cable salad. And the key is to have a proper wire harness set up. The nice thing about the system that we have here is, in addition to the system that allows you to make controlled holes in the device, here's a system that allows you to have proper wire harnesses. So you have the exact length of the cable you need, the exact gauge of the cable you need, and the exact connectors you have on the cable you need to make sure that your setup is easy and effort-free. In fact, let me grab, come on, Stefan, come over here a second. We're going to grab one of their technicians real quick. And so, hey, here we go. Here we got a wire harness. And so tell us a little bit about how this works.
So we have a system for panel builders. They can calculate the wire lengths by software. Everything is ready for the production, and our machine will fill the gap between software and wiring of a panel. So everything is ready. We have ferrules on the correct lengths. We have printed wires with the designation signs, so it's very easy for the worker to screw the wires into the enclosures.
Very nice. Well, that's the thing, Stefan, is that you can have the greatest equipment in the world, a nice container, and then you have a bunch of mess in there with the wiring and it's not working as well.
Yeah, but it's very easy to wire an enclosure if everything is ready. And you can wire a cabinet without trained electricians, but with lower skilled workers. So that's the idea behind.
Excellent, that's a very good idea. You can get it set up, you can get it dialed in and have it installed without a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's very easy, very, very nice. And error-free.
Can't do it with errors now, can you? Excellent. So you know what then? Thanks a lot, Stefan. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. So you see, it's all part of a system. You need the proper enclosure. You need the proper setup. You need the proper wiring. And the beautiful thing about this company is they can do it all for you in one step.